So we're back. And you can get Crimson Cure's take on it. The name of her, obviously, the name of the channel is Crimson Cure. It's maybe about a day or two. April 5th, it was live streamed. BLM bought a mansion for $6 million with your donation money. Now, I know everybody wants to say again, well, it doesn't apply to us because these are, no, it does apply to us. Again, we're not spiritually enlightening ourselves and doing meditation, trying to heal our chakras just so we could be spiritually enlightened. You know, because in that case, you're no different than these three fat dyke bitches that just did what they did. Okay? You're supposed to raise your vibrations to get information to teach and to tear down every wicked thing that glorifies itself against the Most High. And if you were still bowing to your women, and if you are a woman still staying silent to the betrayal that you know firsthand has been a problem, then you are still a part of the problem. So, I cannot play this whole thing because it is about an hour and 2 minutes. But I'll play a good chunk so you get a sample.
Right? Isn't that the narrative that we got going here? Isn't that the narrative that black women the world over will have you to believe, or at least the United States over will have us to believe? That black men's incompetence has left black women holding the bag, yet and still she's able to persevere and she is able to move the needle in ways that black men are, let's just face it, too stupid to move the needle.
Sound like my upbringing.
Thank you, Ismail the Great. So with that being said, how better to lead the black community, us to the promised land, than to ride the backs of dead black men to create a false narrative about wanting to uplift the community that these bullet bags have torn down. Right? Right? Because black women are only in this position because black men are so incompetent, because they so stupid, because they so ridiculous, because they're so unmotivated, because they're not as good as Zaddy. Thank you, Jay Delight.
Just for your information, Zaddy is what these swirlers call white men. Yeah, you know, they drop the D and raise the Z, you know. You know, Zaddy is normally, when a woman puts, when a black woman puts a Z where a D is supposed to belong, she's normally grabbing her ankles at this particular junction.
Secret black women support every
Just so you can understand why they are calling them that.
movement except a real one. They do. Right? So black women have got to do this. Now the only problem with all of this is that she's not loyal. She's not loyal. What isn't she loyal to? Black women are not loyal to the black community, and more specifically, she's not loyal to black men. They are loyal to themselves, to the alphabet community, and to Zaddy in all of his forms. That's what they are loyal to. Now let's get to the article. let's get to the article. Black Lives Matter secretly used $6 million in donations to buy a luxurious 6,500 square foot mansion. Do we have any idea how big that is?
And just for context, remember in the other video, the two Edomites talking about this, they bought several mansions, and not all of them are in the U.S. Apparently, some are, in the Bahamas, all over.
Any idea how huge a 6,500 square foot mansion is? With 7 bedrooms, parking for 20 cars in Southern California in 2020, where the leaders have filmed YouTube videos. Right?
She's your queen to be.
The leaders of the Black Lives Matter organization allegedly laid out a whopping $6 million that was donated to the activist group to buy a 6,500 square foot Southern California mansion, according to published reports. News of the 2020 purchase was first reported by New York Magazine on Monday, as the organization allegedly hoped to keep the house's existence a secret, despite 3 of its former leaders reportedly filming a series of videos dining and drinking champagne outside the estate last spring. It's unclear exactly where the opulent property is located because it is hidden behind an LLC purchase. We'll get to that later.
See, I'm not going to play too much more of this video. Again, I told you it's the Crimson Cure. BLM bought a mansion for $6 million, but I do want to play this clip, and I might make a separate video for it also. Where is it? Because, I mean, we're sitting here acting like, yeah, we got this truth, and the people who don't, like, yeah, they still live here. So, this spiritual enlightenment is not for you to wipe your butt with. So if we're going to ignore the problem that's happening under our own umbrella, then I mean, you niggas is just lying. You're playing with yourself. Okay, let me fast forward. This is the Tiason Johnson video where this now this was supposedly a black dude that wrote that article, should black women marry white men, sorry. And I mean, this coon was basically writing that, yeah, they should do it because, black men are inadequate. As if y'all wasn't getting slutted out by white men this last 400 years. Like, this is like, you've always been. Anyway, I'm going to play this. Let me see. Let me make sure this is the area. Listen very closely to your pedestalized queens.
The image she uses on her YouTube page. So if you can't make it out, or if you're on the radio listening, you got a woman.
Oh, no, sorry, I got to go back a little bit. All right.
British Empire. You don't want to talk about that. But this is the kind of group that I think Banks's piece appeals to. Many of you may have seen this in social media. I'm only going to play it's only like a minute long. This comes from somebody on YouTube, I believe, whose name is Divested Zealot. This is a conversation about black men and about white men in some respects, and this is a group of black women having this conversation. Check it out.
I was wondering why no one thought to say and voice their opinion that when I look at these white men, they are the epitome of masculine, and watching some of these police officers manhandle these black men in the street is very attractive, and it's a turn on, And I'm wondering, does anybody else feel like that?
Hold on.
Yes, Lord.
Y'all off the...
Yes, Lord. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Oh, no, it's all love. Sister, oh. Karen.
Attractive, and it's a turn on,
Niggas
you
is
know.
wimps.
And I'm wondering, does anybody else feel like that?
Hold on.
Yes, Lord.
Y'all off the chain, okay? Y'all are off the proverbial chain.
That's Discord talk.
I'm telling you.
Well, one of them saying in the background is that's Discord talk. Discord is basically a thread where you can have little groups and you get in and everyone talks to each other and exchanges ideas. So that's not something they're supposed to say here on YouTube, but I'm assuming. But it's right here for you to hear. But I'm just making shit up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Discord talk.
I was like, why has nobody said that? You know, because I'm like, that's masculine. You talk about masculine.
We say that all the time in Discord, Tanisha.
You say back to the back.
Yeah, you have to save that one for the back room when we got the door closed. Yeah, with
So
y'all.
you use the hard R for long.
Okay? I'm talking about, we say the hard R so hard, it sounds like we growling back there around this bitch.
Hard R, she's talking about saying nigger with the hard ER. These are your black women. Some of them parading around as pro-black, parading around as Israelite. They are lying to you.
So Tanisha, you got to come back there with a.
And if you haven't seen it, this is the image she uses on her YouTube page. So if you can't make it out, or if you're on the radio listening, you got a woman in a silhouette swinging off a tree. She's swinging on a swing on a tree. On the other side of a tree, you have a black man being hung.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a silhouette of a hanging black man on one side of the tree, what's assumed to be a black woman swinging on the same tree in a swing, and that's who you just heard from.
Well, there you go. I think they said her channel is Divested Zealot. So, if you are so gung-ho for this kingdom to be, then perhaps you should take a look at some of that content and send a complaint prayer to the All-Father to bring this judgment. White supremacy could not work this well without a gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is exposed.